The house on sand. What Jesus teaches about building a life that withstands crisis. It was a beautiful neighborhood, the kind where families barbecued on weekends, kids rode bikes freely, and homes gleamed with fresh paint and polished driveways. Two houses sat across the street from each other, both new, both stylish. From the outside, you couldn't tell the difference. But underground, everything was different. One builder had dug deep, laid concrete footings on solid rock, and braced for the long haul. The other had rushed through construction, building straight onto a flatbed of sand. Faster, cheaper, and frankly, easier. Then the storm came. Not a drizzle, a full-blown flood. Winds that screamed, rain that turned streets into rivers. News crews called it a once-in-a-generation storm. When the clouds cleared and the water receded, one house was still standing. The other, gone, swept away, nothing left but soggy debris and disbelief. And this is exactly the story Jesus told at the end of his most famous sermon, the Sermon on the Mount. Everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house. Yet it did not fall, because it had its foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell with a great crash. Jesus wasn't talking about architecture. He was talking about life, your career, your marriage, your emotional health, your purpose, your faith. He was warning us. Life storms are not optional. They will come. Job losses, breakups, diagnoses, inflation, wars, loneliness, depression, layoffs, global pandemics, natural disasters, spiritual droughts, and when they do, what you've built your life on will either hold or crumble. Think back to what we've all been through lately. COVID-19 shattered routines and revealed cracks in our emotional and spiritual foundations. War in Ukraine and Gaza disrupted lives overnight. Families forced to flee with nothing. Economic uncertainty and inflation forced people to reevaluate what they truly depend on. Mental health crises skyrocketed. Anxiety, isolation, and hopelessness became common language. Mass layoffs in tech, media, and global industries left even the most secure workers shaken. Suddenly, self-help books and positive thinking weren't enough. We needed something deeper, something that doesn't shake. Jesus doesn't promise storm-free lives, but he promises storm-proof souls. When we build on his word, not just hearing it, but living it, we are anchoring our lives to bedrock truth. Forgiving instead of resenting, serving instead of hoarding, trusting instead of fearing, praying instead of panicking, obeying instead of ignoring. That kind of faith doesn't prevent trouble, it survives it, even grows stronger in it. Discussion questions: what parts of your life feel like they're built on sand, unstable and temporary? What does it practically look like to build your life on Jesus' teachings today? In your job, family, or decisions? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Someone reading may need your perspective today.